We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming through the sky. Little Einstein, climb aboard, get ready to explore. There's so much to find. Little Einstein, we're going on a mission. Start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How are we, ladies and gentlemen? We're back for the Panther Podcast. Got the full crew back. Eric is back from Kevin Stallings' house. We got Garrett and our producer, Norm.
Eric, how was that trip?
It was okay. The weather got in the way a little bit.
Yeah.
But I made it there.
Well, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Glad you got there safely.
Played a little foosball with Kevin.
Did you win?
Yeah, but then he threatened to kill me, so I let him win the next couple.
Let him take the overall series. First off, I would just like to send a thanks to everyone out there that helped me in my basketball career, because it ended the other day against Oak Ridge, and then we had our banquet Monday. Just thanks to everyone that helped me along the way. Our first topic, we got A-Rod, went 1 for 2 yesterday. Had a walk in his first at-bat back.
Since what, 2013, was it?
Yeah. Did he have a single?
Yeah, it was a single, I believe. Well, see, I read an article on A-Rod in ESPN, the magazine. It was probably like 13 pages long, but it was good. This guy followed A-Rod around for his whole year off, and he talked about how A-Rod wanted to be educated more in the way he's going to deal with things. And he actually took a class at the University of Miami.
Yeah, remember I said that, and he got that B?
Yeah, he got a B.
Yeah, we're talking about the same guy.
Yeah.
From, previous pods.
I know, but this article, if you would like to check it out.
I didn't read the article. I saw him on TV.
Yeah, I mean, he got that B like you were saying. And he actually goes to, somewhere out in the Swiss Alps or something for therapy. And
He's got too much money.
there's no, he doesn't have TVs. He doesn't have any cell phone service, and he's just there with his thoughts and this therapist to talk to. And it was interesting stuff, interesting how he did things. And then it talked about how...
Does he hike out there? Is he helicopter it?
He, it didn't say. I'm sorry.
I like how it gets
left
out
out
there.
the transportation part of it. But it also talked about he worked out with Barry Bonds over the past year.
Figures. Doping.
But he worked out with him. And it talked about how he wants to tell his daughter the truth and the whole truth, and not sugarcoat it or lie every now, because he's not told anybody the full truth about his scandal, I guess.
How old is his daughter?
9. And he has a 5-year-old too, but the 9-year-old's going to learn quicker apparently. But it was a good article. Check it out. ESPN the magazine. A-Rod's on the cover of it. It's the article's name's A-Rod Year in Purgatory. Next news, we got Peyton Manning signed a new deal with the Broncos, restructured his contract, took $4 million off his pay, and it'll help him a little bit, I guess. I mean,
I was expecting a little more to come off.
$4 million gets you like a veteran player that is only going to play 1 year.
Right. I guess it's the gesture, but I would have been fine with him taking the minimum.
That's about $4 million more than I'm making this year, though.
How much do you make a year?
About $1.6 million.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Man.
Our producer.
When are we going to get a raise here at the pod?
We're in negotiations with y'all's contract right now. I'm working on it.
Okay. But anyway, back to Peyton. I think he could have given up a little more. But speaking of Peyton, do you know what happened 20 years ago? Not 20 years ago. 18. My math was bad. Today?
Well, some of y'all weren't even in the room, I don't think.
I was
We were
there.
crawling around. Little children.
Oh, was it when Peyton decided to come back or something?
It was.
Boom. See, look at that.
I was in 8th grade, if you want to know how old that makes
Now,
me.
How emotionally invested were you into his decision?
I remember I had a Peyton Manning jersey on, and I had a
Colts?
teacher. No, it was actually a UT jersey. And one of my English teachers, I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
What school?
North Middle.
You went to North Middle?
I went to North, yeah.
Huh. Was it Miss Laughlin?
No, it wasn't Miss Law. Did they have the academy when y'all were there?
The academy.
See, that was an experiment they did. And,
Were
and
you
they
gifted?
Had, like, I was very gifted. Where they had like all 6th and 8th graders combined, like high school. So you took classes with all of your older peers.
No.
Oh.
We didn't have that.
Yeah.
No, we had like bullying group sessions and stuff.
In homeroom,
We
yeah.
did.
I
We
remember
kept
that.
separated.
I had Coach Sampson. He was probably one of my favorite teachers out there at North Middle.
Is he a gym teacher?
He was the basketball coach, and he was a science teacher, actually.
Ralph Sampson?
I don't know what his first name is. I think it's Hank, actually, maybe. Hank Sampson?
Ralph is the,
I know.
he played at Virginia,
He did.
7-footer.
Last time Virginia won the ACC
You know-
title, other than last year.
I feel like you grew up in a good sports era. The 90s, Michael Jordan,
Oh, yeah, Jordan.
UT football,
UT football was at its prime.
NBA overall.
It was a good time to be around. Baseball was pretty peaking there toward the late 90s with the juice baseball.
Is it better than now? Like
With
overall,
baseball?
sports overall.
Well,
Is
the
it
only-
better now, or is it comparable now to what it was, like as when you were,
Well, the only sport now around Knoxville is UT football, which is kind of annoying. There are baseball. There's a baseball team we have here. There's ladies basketball. Just throwing that out there. They play on the Summit. You don't notice that every day.
8 national championships.
Just saying. But no, I would probably say back then was better. Now I have 2 kids and it's hard to keep up with a lot of stuff.
I knew it.
Sorry. I mean, the only teams I keep up with now is the Grizz and the Tigers. That's all I got.
So have you
Baseball.
always been a Memphis fan, even back then?
No,
Were you
no, really, probably in the past 6-7 years,
Okay.
I've become a diehard Memphis fan.
All right.
I wasn't a Bruce Pearl fan. Get that garbage out of here. That man was. I mean, I used to go to UT basketball games, and you'd come in, pay $1 for a ticket, park right at the front of the Tommy Bowl.
Tommy Bowl.
After the first half was over, they'd get on the thing and say, "Everyone, please move down," because they had the curtains up, and you could have a courtside seat for $2. And then Bruce Pearl comes in here and ruins it all. I mean, seriously. I don't want him back here.
I don't think he's coming back.
No.
I hope not.
I don't think he will.
I think Kwanzaa may want to come back, though. I don't think California's going over so well. But, I mean, where are we now, Dylan? You got anything else? That's a good tangent.
No,
I
I
got
don't.
sidetracked. I'm good at that. I'm sorry.
No, I like it.
I don't have anything else on Peyton Manning, really.
But can we all agree he should have given up more?
I think it would have been in the best interest for the Broncos if he did. But
Yeah, money bags.
so, and then
I
also
like the guy, but
Shady McCoy probably getting traded to the Bills. That's that makes
who? Excuse me, that was loud. Who did the Eagles get in return for that?
they just got a linebacker, Alonzo.
Is he from Oregon?
Yeah, he actually is. But
See,
Chip Kelly's been so successful. Like you almost think there's something wrong with McCoy for him to just trade him off like that.
I don't know.
Like he's already dumped like $30 million in salary cap, so he's got that much room right now, and you feel like he's got a backup plan. I just trust that Chip Kelly's going to do the right thing here because of how successful he has been, and even if he is bringing in Oregon players, I mean,
He's just
that's
getting
what,
the band back together is what I think he's doing.
See, but that's what if I was a coach and I'd coached college ball and now I'm in the NBA coaching. If I needed role players, I would go to role players that I know can be role players. You know what I'm saying? And he knows that those Oregon kids.
But your running back's not a role player necessarily. But they do come a dime a dozen today in the NFL.
But like the Broncos, they had that guy step in.
the Patriots.
The
have a different
Patriots,
one.
and I mean the running back position is becoming more expendable, I guess. Like you don't have to have a top guy to be a really good team.
Do you think they'll maybe work a trade and try to get Mariota?
I can see that, but I don't know that he would do that, really. But that they were saying like to get the second pick, he would have had to trade Nick Foles, McCoy, and like 3 first-round picks, which is just
I think
crazy.
other teams aren't going to let him do that, even if I just don't think they'd let that happen. They would do what they can to prevent it. Turn down offers.
Yeah, I think so too.
It would take a lot.
Well, see,
if I was
there
a
is-
GM and he's trying to get Mariota, from where I am.
Yeah, but see,
Even if I don't want Mariota, I'm not going to give in to Chip Kelly or the GM, whoever.
there is that one. There was one mock draft that actually had Mariota dropping all the way down to the 20th pick and the Eagles, which would be crazy because he's been free falling so much for no reason, really. Just
I don't know.
for just not playing well in that national title game when he actually played pretty well. That's all the football we got for you today. It's not really in season.
No. Vince Wilfork, though, is
Right.
Do you think he's done, or is he?
No, he's not done. Did you see his Facebook post? It was funny.
Yeah, it's like a picture of a clipboard that he'd made that note on. I think he should be done. I don't know. He's only played 11 years, though.
I don't know. I think he's he'll be a good pickup for anybody.
I'm just
else.
a fan of staying with one team.
That doesn't happen much anymore, though.
I know.
Sadly.
And retiring after a Super Bowl win, like the bus.
Yeah.
Strahan.
And then Ndamukong Suh.
Elway.
We'll go one more football topic. Ndamukong Suh, free agent. Who's going to pick him up? It's probably going to be teams that suck, like the Raiders and the Jets and the Jaguars, because they have the most cap space. And they Raiders, like Boomer.
Oi. 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 Oi.
But Ndamukong Suh, I think he'd be a pretty good pickup for anybody, but it's going to cost him a lot of money.
I'd like to put him and James Harden in a ring and let them lay on their backs and kick each other.
Whoa.
You know, Ndamukong, he's into kicking people too.
I got that. I would take Suh, though.
I'd take Ndamukong.
Yeah, I would take Suh. Now we're on to college basketball.
But first, we'd like to thank our corporate sponsor, Arizona Brewing Company. Excuse me, it's just they don't,
Yeah, they don't brew. They don't brew.
It's a
anything.
beverage company.
If you guys want to get
real brewed, I got
just
sweet
in
tea.
studio today, we have Southern style sweet tea. We
Check
have
us out on YouTube too.
what is that, Grape Aid?
we have a couple
Sweet
of
tea.
grape aids.
I'll tell you what. I think this is my new personal favorite as well. What about you?
It is, and by accident today, I picked up a 0-calorie Arnold Palmer.
Those aren't
Yeah.
very good, honestly.
I don't plan on opening it. I think I may just keep it for nostalgia somewhere.
And then not open it and sell it in about 15 years. See how much they can get for it.
Sorry, I thought we were going NBA, not college basketball. I just really ruined it there. But
you're-
shout out to DrinkArizonaTea.com. They are supporting us. We've got a case of Grape Aid that just came in today. It's fantastic stuff. Pop a can in the, I think Eric calls them the shotgun.
Stovepipe.
Stovepipe cans. Everybody just took a drink.
So we got the question today in college basketball is I was listening to SVP and Russillo, and this was a great question. I really enjoyed it. You gotta think about it. It's a would you rather be Kansas since I think they said 06 or UConn since 06. In Kansas, as everybody knows, they haven't lost a Big 12 title since Bill Self got there. But they've had some Final Fours, but they only have one national title. And UConn, they've got 2 national titles, but they've missed the tournament here and there. So would you rather have the one extra title or the extra dominance, I guess? And obviously we're rumbling around looking for some Twizzlers over there. But
Eric's killing us over here.
would
man.
you rather be
Sorry.
Kansas or UConn?
Garrett? You've been quiet.
Me personally, I'd rather be Kansas because I'd rather have that.
Jayhawk.
Yeah, I'd rather have that success every year. I mean, yeah, they've only got one national title, but how many conference titles do they have? I'd rather have that than missing the tournament 3 years in a row. That's just me.
Not 3 years in a row, just 3 years in that span.
Just that 3 years in that span. All right, just the 3 years. I'd still rather be Kansas.
I would also go with Kansas because, like Garrett said, the stability of the success. Also, one head coach during that time. UConn had switched, from
They just had 2, though.
Jim Calhoun. I know they had a big change of era there.
But not really, though.
I know it was a smooth transition.
I mean, Kevin Ollie
Yeah, he's
was under Calhoun.
right. And did he play for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. And you also have a national title in that, and I think overall, if you can show like year-to-year success, leads to better recruiting, more stability, and everything. I don't know. I like Kansas, like Bill Self. I'd rather be Kansas.
What about you, producer?
I think I would go UConn.
That's because
Seriously?
Kansas beat Memphis when Derrick Rose was there. That's why you
Well,
won.
No, really. If Calipari, they need to hit from the charity stripe, and they would have won that game way back. What was that?
08, I think.
9?
Wasn't it 08?
I
9?
think 08.
Mario Chalmers.
I think
It was
08.
Chalmers, yeah.
So that's what I would go with. Speaking of UConn, though, they played the Tigers tonight at wherever UConn plays.
At
Hartford
Stores.
Arena? Yeah.
Stores, Connecticut.
Yeah. It's the 25th anniversary of their arena tonight as well.
The
I
more
would,
you know.
I would rather be Kansas, and they only have one title in their they don't have two like UConn. But the thing is, every year you count Kansas as a title contender.
How many times have they been a 1 seed in that time, or 1 or 2?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're not just barely making the tournament.
And that's what Kansas is always in the title contender race, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like Ron Russillo had a good analogy. It's like Alabama. Like for 7 straight years, they've had a chance to go to the national. It's
Right.
national title, and
Yeah.
it's not like they have every time, but just to have that chance.
That's like when you said UConn missed it 3 times. Even when they're in it, they were sometimes like an 8 or 9 seed. Like they won
When
it
they
2
won their
years
titles,
ago.
yeah.
They weren't predicted to win by any means.
And that's sort of like Auburn did that too in football. Like they went 0-8 or whatever in the conference that one year, and just got hammered by everybody. And of course, they made it to the national title next year. The next year with Malzahn coming back, but I mean they did have that lull.
Yeah.
And it's
Kind of
sorta,
like Tennessee football. We've had a lull, and we're about to, make some noise. Brick by brick.
that's still up for debate because we did just go 7.
Rise to the top.
I don't know.
Josh Dobbs, he got snubbed at the Heisman.
What I want to know
Whoa.
about
I'm just
Josh
kidding.
Dobbs, how awful did he look preseason to get skipped up by Worley? I mean, in all
He was
honesty.
he wasn't just behind Worley though. He was behind
I mean, he's
Peterman
like a
and
6th seed.
maybe even Ferguson at the beginning of the season, wasn't he? Or at least in spring.
But I mean, really, is there not a coach out there going, I think this kid's better than everybody else, or are they giving Worley because he was a senior?
Well,
the
maybe-
fair right. I mean, if that's
Maybe
the case,
that's why
I
Bajakin left.
don't know. Now you got I don't even know the new offensive coordinator's name.
Mike DeBoer.
But I think we're at 260 days according to the UT Sports Instagram account. I mean, I cannot wait.
Well, you still got a
Team
little bit.
119.
And we're already recruiting for like Team 138, I think.
I think 138.
Jeez.
Well, like I get sick of hearing about UT football. 990 or whatever they are. That's all they talk about.
Sports Animal.
Sports
Yeah,
Animal.
Our
Yeah.
sister
UT
station.
football.
Our
Yeah.
sister station.
WNML.
You got to come to us to get stuff about other than UT football.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Okay, so we had 3 people go Kansas, 1 person go UConn on that debate. Sorry, we got off track, and we
You
did
know,
talk
if
about it.
somebody would call in, we may have some more opinions.
And we did.
Whoa.
We did talk about another football topic, so I was wrong about that. Also, the next thing we got, Kentucky, Georgia played. I guess that was Tuesday, and it was a really good game. I enjoyed it. Anybody get to watch that?
I watched it. Some of it. Most of the second half.
Most of the second half, and Garrett obviously did not because he does
Still
not
no
have
cable.
Cable.
Still no cable.
What's the ETA on that?
ETA? Well, I'm going to have to figure out if I can get the Watch ESPN app on my TV.
I just don't see
So-
that happening.
I think you're going to get it soon.
I mean, if I can use my cable provider, because, I've got Charter for internet.
I've told you several times I give you my login information.
Well, I don't know, if that's legal.
It's legal. I'm at your house watching it with you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're always
Just
over
don't
there.
tell anybody.
We'd also like to thank Charter for being a gracious sponsor.
Charter Communications.
Charter Spectrum.
But the game, it was a good game, competitive. Georgia looked like they might have it there at one point,
They should have.
but once it got to winning time, Kentucky just shows time and time again that they're going to execute and score the basketball, and then they'll get stops on the other end.
Do you hear what Calipari says, though? He's like, I wanted them to be down. When we were down 9, I wanted to be down 10. When we needed free throws, I wanted our worst free throw shooter to go to the line.
So you're not a fan of him?
No, I think he's the biggest politician in college basketball.
He is.
Here's what I think he's doing. He acts like there's no pressure, and then so what he's doing is he's pretending to not care about winning, because all he talks about is how winning doesn't matter, and he wants these guys to make it in the NBA.
He talks about the process, really.
And so they can change their family's history as far as, like, finances go and all that, and how he doesn't want them to go out getting a $50,000 job, and it's about them and all this.
I think that's sort of to make himself feel better if they don't win the title.
Right. He does a lot to distract from the pressure that he has by talking about stuff like that and making it seem like it's not what it's really about. But, I mean, I agree. The kids, you do need to value, what they're going to do, but I think he tries too hard to make it seem more of that it's more important to him than it really is. I'm not saying it's not important, but I feel like there's a lot of pressure there that he doesn't want to reveal.
Well, I think there is too, because it's Kentucky. There's always going to be pressure, and I think.
And you can't do an interview with the guy without being 30 minutes behind schedule when you're done. You ask him one question, you get a short novel.
I think he's a pretty good coach, though.
He's a good coach. I'm just.
He does. He gets on your nerves a little bit there, but I mean, he's a good coach.
I still respect him.
Yeah, he gets stuff done. But Mark Leslie Fox of Georgia, coached him up. I thought he was almost going to get the win for him.
I did too.
But they played well. They showed that they might be able to pull a couple upsets maybe in March. Maybe get to the second weekend if they get lucky shooting some threes and things of that nature. But they played pretty well. And then Kentucky just showed that. But Georgia did show some weaknesses in Kentucky where it sort of lets you know that they're able to be beaten. I mean, the closer games that they've had other than this Georgia game, you always felt like Kentucky had it, even if they were down 2 or 3.
Yeah.
With 2 or 3 minutes to go.
Well, even when we played them, everybody thought we played them pretty well, but
right.
I think we all knew
Kentucky was going to win.
Yeah.
But this game was a little different, and it showed some different weaknesses of Kentucky that teams might be able to exploit.
It's
in
getting
March.
to the point, though, every night they play now, it's, broadcasted to be a potential upset, just looking for something. I mean, usually playing, when they played Tennessee, it was kind of a big deal on the ESPN, and same with the Georgia game. Of course, Georgia's better than us, but still, I think ESPN wouldn't mind them getting upset.
I don't know. I sort of want them to go into the tournament undefeated. I feel like that would be really cool.
Doug
That would be
Gottlieb
something
said
to say.
there's 3 opinions you can have about Kentucky. You can want them to lose the next game they play. You could want them to go undefeated and win it all, or you could want them to go undefeated until the national championship and lose then. Which is what I would like to see.
That would be something. That would be an all-timer, really.
Yeah.
But the next game that we would like to talk about is Tennessee LSU. Man,
Where's that Tennessee team been the last 6, 7, 8 games?
no kidding.
Well, especially, I don't know where they go when we play in the Tommy Bowl.
I think
as
we
you,
need to.
as you like to call it.
We should just play all our games
Yeah.
Away.
Away.
No,
Yeah.
or we should just go play at a high school gym in the Knoxville area.
Or something.
down to Little
maybe,
City.
maybe
Yeah, Lenore City's got a big enough gym.
We
We
got
can
the
fit,
biggest gym in the area. I
yeah,
believe.
we can fit people.
we need something, not too big to happen to Thompson Bowling, but enough to where we can't play there. So all our games have to be away or neutral.
Maybe like no power.
Here's
Power goes out. or
here's a
something like that.
question for you. Would you rather have a big arena like the Tommy Bowl, or would you rather have a cracker box, sort of
Like Duke.
not as small as Duke, but smaller, like instead of holding 20,000 or whatever,
Like 12.
like 12. Sort of like Fog Allen, Kansas.
Yeah. But see, with Fog Allen and Cameron, what makes them unique and special is like the history and tradition. Like if you were just to build a small
that's
arena right
smaller,
now,
yeah.
it'd be kind of lame.
But see, the thing is, would you rather have it full every game, or just the Tommy Bowl full for a big game? Like that's the thing that I would, because Tennessee's not ever going to be a Duke or Kansas.
Right. Well, I think in Bruce's prime, it was getting filled up pretty good. It was
Yeah,
it
like-
was quite the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right, but that was just like a 3-year span.
I
Like
know.
like right now, if
Well,
we had
Duke is never like us though, and neither is Kansas. So they're never going to have time where they're not going to fill up their arenas.
because they're smaller. That's what I'm saying. Like even in their down
Yes.
years, they're going to have a full arena. And that's what I think
I wish we
Tennessee-
wouldn't have torn down Stokely.
Yeah.
That'd be. I say you kind of renovate it if it was still here and like play a game in it once a year.
Like a throwback game.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be-
Wear throwback unis.
Jerseys, yeah.
Charge out of this
50
world
cent.
prices.
50-cent tickets.
Oh, I was saying they'd be more expensive.
But see, here's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying just have the first level of the Tommy Bowl and then add like 10 rows to the top of it around the first ring, right?
Or you could just have that
And
second
take the
deck.
rest
Well,
it
it'd just
off.
be like having the second deck.
Yeah, just that second deck, not the top with the curtains and
It's
stuff.
only about 4 or 5 rows though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have that and then have your boxes, and have that be the arena.
And just cut out that very top.
See, maybe now.
I mean, when it
The
is
problem
full,
now
it's
is-
a great arena.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not, but a lot of
It's
it's
just
not
getting
been
it-
full.
See, now
it's just
it-
getting it to be full.
Right.
Now, if you go, it's just you're in this giant ball event conference center or whatever, like a convention center.
yeah.
A big warehouse, and you got your skyboxes and stuff, and then down a few hundred feet there's a little basketball game going on, just casually.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know.
But like you
it's
said,
not
if
going to
it's-
happen because we've put so much money into that.
I mean,
thing,
we
but-
may put the curtains back up and make it seem smaller.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if it gets full, like it did.
Oh, it's great. Like
it's-
we went to that Florida game back when
Yeah.
they were.
Yes.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
great.
I was on the very top row.
I think I was with you. It was you, me, and Fred, wasn't it?
I didn't think you. I thought you were with Dylan.
Yeah, we went with Blake and Steven
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
when they were number one.
It was
Patrick Young, like
Yeah.
250 pounds,
Yeah.
built like a brick house. But that was a good atmosphere,
Yeah, that
and
was
it's
a great
good when it's
atmosphere.
full, but it's not always full.
Well, do that many students even go to the games anymore? I mean,
They do, but they sit in the section where you can sit down, not in the stand-up section only.
Oh, so they like.
I know. I
they-
went to the Tennessee Tech game, and it was that may have been Christmas break. That
It
sounds
was
about right.
It was,
It was
something
early.
like that.
So actually, and I just had a voucher for like a general admission ticket, so wherever was open, and they just gave us tickets for where the students normally are.
Yeah.
So
Because nobody was there.
yeah,
But Tennessee looked good against LSU, and hopefully we can keep playing like that. Maybe
Yep.
make a run to the championship game and probably get beat by Kentucky in the SEC championship, but that would still be a good run. And, then NIT,
we have senior night or senior day coming up.
right?
Josh Richardson.
I'm actually going to get to go to that one.
Had his 20th point game in his career against LSU.
Man, he brings the energy.
Yeah.
Him and Armani Moore really bring,
Armani went guns out last game.
Yeah.
Didn't have the compression shirt on.
and he looked pretty good.
And Thunder Gumby had a good game.
Yeah, Gumby dunked on the whole city of Baton Rouge,
He did have a good game.
and he got the start over Carmichael and Derek Reese.
I like that because I don't think Carmichael has done so hot this season.
He gets in foul trouble really early, and I think he didn't in this game.
No.
And
I would switch him and Gumby's roles from here on
Okay.
out.
Well, I can see that, and he might in these last however many games we get to play.
Now, Josh is only a senior, though, right?
Yes, I think so.
Campbell's just a junior?
No, Derek Reese.
Derek Reese is a senior?
Yeah, Derek Reese is a senior.
Huh. I didn't know that.
But those are the only two, I'm pretty sure. Is that
Okay.
right?
Can we look that up?
I'm looking it up right now.
While he's looking that up, we can talk about Notre Dame and Louisville played last night as well. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Notre Dame shot the ball well. They're a really good team. I enjoy watching them play. But what's going to get them hurt in the tournament is they don't play really good defense and they don't have size. Pat Connaughton's their 4'4", and he's 6'5".
Similar to Tennessee.
Yeah, and
They-
that's not
Yeah.
going to help them in the tournament. But I think Notre Dame, if they hit their shots and rebound well, just decent, that they could make a pretty good run. Did we find anything out on that?
It's Josh Richardson and Brandon Lopez are your only two seniors.
There you
Brandon
go.
Lopez.
Brandon-
Lopez
but,
is from Austin East.
but did he get a red shirt because of his ACL?
I don't know. Let's investigate.
Is now Bobby Hubbs the third is just a sophomore now?
He
A
did.
third-year sophomore? Because
Lopez has missed this whole season due to a torn right ACL that occurred on July 26th.
Okay, so it could just be Josh.
Josh Richardson Day.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much our team a lot of the times.
I think next year we'll have to replace him with Armani and Bobby Hubbs.
Robert Hubbs always shoots that little floater. He drives baseline, shoots that floater.
I don't know who
Every
else.
time.
Who else we
And
have?
he hits it.
Derek Reese has done better this year than years past.
He has.
He used to get way too much playing time, in my opinion, with Gonzo.
Like last year,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have played very much at all.
No.
But this year, he's stepped up his game.
Yeah.
If he would get some arch on that shot instead of shooting it like a bullet.
Punter has a pretty flat shot, too, but he finds a way to it goes in.
We're going to need him to step up pretty big next year. We need a point guard, too. And hopefully the recruits he has coming in can shoot the ball halfway decent. Bogman shot it well last night, though. He played well for us. And then Bogman had that one tip slam, and he didn't even do anything. He just ran back down the court.
Oh, we've only had a couple of dunks this season. That's rare to see this year.
But we played well, and hopefully we can play well Saturday against South Carolina. And then I think we're matched up with Florida in the tournament. Where's that at? Nashville, isn't it?
I believe
I
that's
think
correct
so,
in Nashville.
yeah. Used to be in Georgia. You went down there, right?
I did go to one in Atlanta when they had the tornado.
The tornado.
That was
where were you staying at?
That was the Omni.
Yeah.
That was something, you know. Had the whole crew down there, and we just watched Tennessee play somebody back when we had Bruce Pearl at the helm.
Now, that was a pretty intense tornado. It was this upper part of the what do they call that? The Georgia
F5,
Dome?
F3.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
It ripped up the Georgia Dome.
I wish
It
we
did.
had a Twister soundbite right now. Bill
Eric-
Paxton would be
Eric.
so
Is that what you think it did?
And one thing I wanted to say is it's March. And this is probably my favorite time of the year. You know, you got you got the conference tournament, then you got the NCAA tournament coming up. A lot of upsets, a lot of basketball, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it a whole lot. And then speaking of March Madness, what do we think about the NBA people doing the March Madness for TNT, True TV, which I have to find on my channel guide every year.
Yeah.
This happens.
I feel like it's comparable to when high school teams around here get their 1 or 2 TV games a season. If you watch, like Mark Packer does it, and USA Today with Channel 10, Russell Bivens, the Alabama fan. You have to do it, but you can tell they just read up real quick some information, get a few quick facts they can spit out, some height and weight, other sports they play, just real quick, a summary. I feel like that's what these NBA guys have to do because they're not getting paid to watch college basketball all year. They're going to watch, the main
The NBA
professional
games. Yeah.
prospects in college, and that's about it. The rest is going to be NBA. So they're just going to get. You're gonna get top of this skimming the surface knowledge with the college players from the NBA guys.
Instead of like Seth Davis and Doug Gottlieb,
Right, who
do
watch
it
them the whole season.
Right, and it's not like we're trying to say that they don't know basketball.
Right, I mean,
but it's just they don't have the time to watch it.
And that's
And
like with these high school games I'm talking about. I mean, it's
Right.
nothing against them. They're trying to cover all of East Tennessee.
And
They're
you
not gonna know
can't
everything about every
focus.
team, right?
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I guess you got to do it because there are so many games and so many channels. But I would at least think ESPN could send some college basketball guys over there. I mean,
Right.
that shouldn't be against the law. You
No.
know, they should just send like Jay Billis and Jay Williams and Seth Greenberg and Andy Katz and just go work with them. Like Bill Raftery works for Fox Sports and CBS,
Right.
and he gets to do the Final Four this year.
I wish Bill Walton? What does he work for?
He works for ESPN. I enjoy Bill Walton a lot. I
Yeah.
wish he would be able to call an NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I think you should just have everybody.
it shouldn't
just have
matter. It really shouldn't matter.
Yeah, I know all this. And like Phil Jackson got fined for
Talking about
a
D'Angelo Russell.
I mean, stuff like that. And then the analysts can talk about it all the time, though. But an actual executive can't, or anybody who's not employed at the time, a retired executive could.
I mean, it's.
But it's
I guess it's stuff that has to be done, but I don't know that it's always right. Do we think Tennessee's going to make the NIT tournament?
I think they'll have to make a run in the SEC tournament.
Yeah. I don't know. 15 and 14.
If we win Saturday, I think we're in because that puts us above 500, and we've played well enough to get a berth. We won't host a game by any means, but we'll get a berth.
Yeah. How many? 32? 32?
I think it's 32. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should.
I mean, surely they're a top 110 team.
We might
Off
have to
the top of my
Travis to
head.
Memphis.
Right.
Yeah.
We could have to go play Memphis because they'll probably be in the NIT.
And
No
I
offense.
miss that Memphis. No, they're definitely going to the NIT. I miss that Memphis UT game. You know, I don't know why we stopped doing that. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's some reason somewhere, but I miss it.
Dane Bradshaw always brought his A game for that one.
Mhm.
With because he played high school at White Station.
I have no idea. What
Yeah, I
they're
know.
talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about.
Memphis.
And we actually
him
got
and JP
him.
Prince were high school teammates, or maybe they just went to the same high school.
They might have. All I know is that we got Dane Bradshaw instead of Lee Humphreys, our local Maryville product that ended up going to Florida and winning 2 national titles. Boom. And I don't even know that I would trade him
No,
because
I wouldn't
Dane was
trade
the
him.
perfect fit
Right.
for
And
what we were trying to do.
nothing against Lee Humphreys, but he's not why they won those. He's a key part,
Fair.
but
Joakim Noah
I
and Al
think
Horford played a pretty
3/5
big
of
part
that
of it.
team is still having decent careers in the NBA right now because Corey Brewer, he's on the team. He's a role player, but he's still
Corey
playing in the
Brewer.
league. And then of course Joakim Noah and Al Horford are
Playing
primetime
really
big
well.
guys in the Eastern Conference.
And I feel like this year there's a really good chance of having a lot of upsets in the NCAA tournament because after the top 8 teams per se in college basketball, there's a lot of teams that can lose on any given night. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to take a lot for a lower team to upset a Kentucky, but
Yeah.
it might not take a lot for that lower team to upset.
Well, Duke's always suspect to an upset.
Or maybe like an Iowa State or a Kansas State or
Virginia,
that would be tough to beat Virginia. But I can see it if
because
if you
they're
hit,
kind of new to the top tier.
and I think if you hit threes against Virginia, you have a really good chance of beating them. Like Duke in their game when Duke beat Virginia, Duke hit a montage of threes late and just canned them all. Speaking of Duke and Virginia, best conference in college basketball this year.
This year, I'm gonna have to go with the Big 12 overall because the ACC has a lot of weak teams.
They're really top heavy.
Yeah,
Sort of like
Yeah.
how they say the SEC is in football a lot of
Yeah.
the times.
and they've said the SEC has gotten better this year in basketball as far as
Those middle teams are actually pretty good.
1 to 14 is better than say last year.
But our second team isn't like great,
No,
right?
it's not.
And having Kentucky blow everybody out a lot of the time doesn't help either. But
And I think Kentucky going 17-0 so far also makes it look worse.
it's not awful.
No.
It's a whole. I think it's better than it has been.
Right, but I think overall the best conference is the Big 12.
I
from
would go
top to
Big 12
bottom.
too,
Yeah.
because really in the Big 12 there's only 3 or 4 teams that aren't. I think it's ranked or just have been ranked this season, because you got Kansas State, Kansas, Iowa State, Texas has been ranked,
Texas,
Baylor, and then Oklahoma State's been good.
Oklahoma.
There's just a lot of teams that are really good. They might not have a dominant team like the ACC does with Virginia and Duke, but top to bottom, I think they're the best. But the best top teams is definitely the ACC.
Right.
With Notre Dame, Virginia, Duke, Louisville, North Carolina. I mean, those 5 right there are always perennial teams.
And give credit to Notre Dame. They they kind of bounce around conferences recently.
And this is
But
their first year in ACC.
They've been pretty successful in each one they've gone to.
They always Mike Bray's got a good program over there,
Yeah.
or up there in South Bend. So I think, and then Syracuse is normally good. Is
Yeah.
normally
Now you
good.
talk about big arenas.
That's a football stadium.
Exactly.
I mean,
See, I don't like that,
I don't either.
especially with such a good.
With a good team, you'd think they'd get their own
I
gym.
know you can have a lot of people in there, but just it's still empty.
I think if you put them in an arena with like 12,000, like we were saying, it'd be a really good atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm going to weigh in. I don't think that is the best conference at all, the ACC. I think the
We said Big 12.
AAC, which is the American Athletic Conference.
Who's in it?
I mean, you've got
No, I wouldn't.
powerhouse
That's it.
teams. SMU, Tulsa,
Larry Brown.
Cincinnati,
Tulsa's got Frank Haith, don't they? Old Missouri coach.
Temple, UConn, Eastern
Temple.
Carolina is a powerhouse every night. They're putting on a performance. Tulane, UCF, Houston, and USC. USF. I'm sorry. I mean, all
That's
of
a
those
tough
teams
conference.
Right there, it's a struggle every night.
It's a wonder they were able to keep their head above water when they switched to the AAC from the Conference USA a
I
few
know.
years ago. Talking about Memphis.
You know, that's what stinks about the conference realignment. Like the old Big East was nasty, and now it's the Big East
I
sucks.
think that's
Or
why,
it doesn't suck because you got Villanova and teams like that, but it isn't near as fun
I think that's why Memphis is struggling a little this year.
because
Yeah,
the tough conference.
Tough conference. I mean, those teams I just rattled off. It's a struggle every night. It's like the SEC in football.
We good for some NBA?
We are. We're good for some NBA.
Sometimes I dream that he is me. You got to see that's how I dream to be.
I dream I move. I dream I groove. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
I just want to say Eric has really pushed us to play that song. It's one of his personal favorites.
It's my new favorite commercial.
But is it new? No.
My new favorite remake of a classic commercial.
But they have just started playing it. It's a great commercial.
Mhm.
I enjoy it every time. Makes me want to go shoot with Michael Jordan because he's.
I like to think it's going
He's
to be
always
like a new series. Is that the G50? Is that 50 years?
It might be.
Mm.
That's that. It might be. First NBA topic: Russell Westbrook. 4 triple doubles in a row, and he had 2 40-point triple doubles back to back.
Right.
And the last person to do that, I think, was
Michael Jordan.
it was Michael Jordan.
Or young Michael Jordan in the late 80s. I think it was 89. He had
He
7.
He wants to be like Mike.
He does. Michael, in I think either 10 or 11 or 12 games, he had 10 triple doubles, and 7 of those were consecutive. So,
That's
and he's
a
the
good
greatest
run.
ever, and that was 26 years ago. So,
But
And-
Westbrook's been balling for the Thunder. He's keeping them afloat
mhm.
because the Pels or the Cans down in Nolans are playing well too. They've
Yeah.
won 6 of 7.
OKC's the 7 right now, right?
That's a good question.
Let's look that up. I
We
know
can check that
San
out.
Antonio was the 7. That road trip kind of
That got him in the.
bruised him up a little bit.
Did you see Kawhi Leonard dunk all over DeMarcus Cousins last night?
No, I didn't see the highlights for that one.
It was pretty magnificent. I was glad to
Best
see
dunk
that.
of the night, though, was still Russell going 94 feet.
Yeah,
just
all the way to
cramming
the
it
rim.
with 2
Yeah.
hands.
Hey, Garrett, how are you?
I'm doing good.
But he's been playing well, and then like I was saying, the Cans, they're playing well. And Anthony Davis finally comes back from his injury, and he had 39 and 12 last night, and somehow that goes under the radar. AD is balling, and
Yeah.
they might be able to sneak in that 8 seed.
OKC's 8. They're 3.5 back. San Antonio,
How much are the Pelicans back?
they are 1 game back from OKC. And Phoenix
See,
is,
one game. I mean, that like Durant being out another week,
Yeah.
the Cans could slip in there if
Phoenix,
if they ever slip up, I guess.
mathematically, Phoenix is still right there. They're 2.5 back from OKC, but I think after that trade, they're not going to make
Phoenix
the
is out.
playoffs. They're out.
Phoenix is out.
But it'll be between New Orleans and Oklahoma City. And I think if Russell wants to win the MVP, Oklahoma City has to make the playoffs for sure. But I don't think he's. I mean,
don't think he's
had
been
a
out so
ridiculous
many
February,
times.
but he's still not an MVP candidate.
Oh, I think he's a candidate, but I don't think he should win.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, he's not. He's in the talk. but
He's not the front runner.
Yeah. Steph Curry. Dylan, you're playing
My
something
bad.
over there. Dylan's
Uh,
iPad.
I was thinking that was Norm over in the studio.
they actually
know.
had this
I know.
MVP race on here. Steph Curry. Speaking of the Warriors, they went 3-3 on that East Coast road trip.
Yeah, they cannot lose another game to get 70 wins like I said they would when they started off so hot this season.
But them going 3-3, do we chalk that up to maybe being or regressing since the All-Star break, or do we say, I mean, it's just a 3-3 road trip? Teams are going to have some lulls.
Yeah. What do you think, Norm?
I think they've been on the road for a while. I think they're ready to get back home, or
I
they
agree with
could
that.
know that the Grizz,
Ready to come home.
They're catching up on them there. They're only a few games back now. I think 3
4.5.
games back. 4.5? 4.5. I can't count. 4.5 games back from Golden State. And the Grizz are now 2.5 up, I think, on Houston after their win last night.
Houston and Portland are both 2.5 behind Memphis.
I chalked the 3-3 road trip up to wanting to get home, like Shay was saying, and maybe just being a little bored. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
When you go 43-9, maybe you try little plays that you probably shouldn't try in the game you're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Steph Curry tries to thread the needle too many times.
How do we feel about Steve Kerr as a head coach?
I like him.
I hope he's here to stay. He's kind of fiery. He leads the league
He's
in
sneaky
technical
fiery.
fouls.
Sneaky fiery.
Yep, he'll toss the jacket off.
I like it.
A
I
la
like to
Bruce
see
Pearl.
I like Steve Kerr as a coach. He lets the players play, but he also makes them play his way, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to see. I like him as a head coach, but the thing is, he probably won't even win Coach of the Year. It's probably going to go to Budenholzer, Hotlanta.
Yep, and David Blatt won't get it obviously, but Cleveland's been rolling pretty good lately.
Bowling trip.
Yep, that's what it was.
Let's go to the Family Bowl.
That's what it was.
You know, that's what I think.
Thunderworld.
That's what I think teams in the area that are going to state need to do. Bowling trip. That's when you're going to win your 4 games in a row or however many you need to win. Another NBA thing is the Grizz Rockets last night. That game, man, I tell you what.
Mark Gasol.
I love the Grizzlies. I love them. The way they play is awesome. Did you see Randolph's quote last night? It was something like, man, Harden gets every call, but he didn't get that call. He gets all the call, man. You don't need to be whining about that. He said something like that. And I mean, it's awesome. I love the Grizzlies. Love the way they play. And then Marc Gasol shoots some fadeaway one-footed junk off the glass. Cash money.
He knew that was going in the whole time. He planned it out to have a tenth of a second left on the clock.
He came from sunny Spain to play in the Bluff City.
It was his football feet work.
Yeah, see, it was him playing soccer as a young kid that got him to hit that, I think. As all the announcers like to say. You know, him playing soccer helps him. His footwork. His low post moves.
I think he just had 24 last night. Is that right? No, 21. I'm sorry.
Zebo had a crazy third quarter, too.
He did. He and Zach also had 8 rebounds and 6 assists last night. That was good stats for him there.
How about that? And Mike Conley's floater is just ridiculous.
That was nice in the fourth quarter there.
The right-handed floater?
I don't even know how you do that. I mean,
it was his offhand.
It was like a knuckleball.
I can't imagine shooting much of a floater with my offhand. But I don't have much of an offhand.
But see,
though.
he writes with his right hand. Sort
Oh.
of helps a little bit, but it was still pretty dirty. I enjoyed the Grizz. Love the way they play. And hopefully they can make a run this postseason.
Yeah, they've been. I mean, like I said, they've weathered a lot of, trades and changes that you wouldn't think they would be able to sustain success. I mean, I thought they were crazy for firing Lionel Hollins a few years ago.
It was sort of the same deal as Mark Jackson with the Warriors.
Yeah,
though.
I thought that was a little premature.
It was the same thing, and it ended up panning out better for both teams.
And
so
we've
far.
talked about they traded Rudy Gay, and that panned out just fine.
Well, see, he's a ball dominant guy, which
Right.
hurt their ball movement, getting it to Gasol and Randolph down in the post.
And since he's left, you see how much better those guys have come to be.
And Conley stepped up as a player, and he helps them a lot in crunch time.
And I hope Mark stays back. He'll be a free agent after this season. So hopefully he'll re-sign him and keep him
I heard something where the Spurs might try to get him.
to be the next.
Timmy D.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him a few years.
That would be a crazy.
Tiago was supposed to
crazy
be Timmy D's replacement.
He's not.
No. He had a good block last night, though.
What about LeBron going off last night?
I didn't get to see that.
Scoring, what was it, 29, 39?
That's the next topic.
Oh,
Good
I'm
segue.
sorry. Hey, did you like
Cavs still rolling. That was pretty awesome right there.
Chemistry.
They're still balling, you know. And K Love had, I think he had 21 on 10 shots maybe last night, and then he had 10 boards, and it was a good game for them. And then Kyrie had 29 or something like that, but not near as efficient as K Love. Of course, I don't think anybody expected him to be that efficient, but the
No.
Cavs are just playing great basketball right now. But the thing is, maybe they're peaking too early.
Well, they don't have anybody in their conference.
I don't know if they're
it's just-
necessarily. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I didn't even hear you talking. I
That's
just
the next
interrupted.
topic. East
Well,
getting weaker. I mean, it's crazy here.
No, finish what you were saying. I don't know.
I mean, they don't have anybody. The Bulls, D Rose is out again, and the Hawks have actually not been playing very well at all lately. So, I mean, they've really got a cushion. Really, I don't know who they're matched up with in the East as far as that goes, but I think the Cavs are peaking at the right time. But it like Dylan said, it could be too soon.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're necessarily peaking, as in they're gonna fall back down. I think they just started out so slow, playing not up to their full potential. And now that they finally are, we can see how good they can really be. I don't think with that slow start we knew they could be this good. And now you realize they got everything straightened out. The roster changes. Now you have the Cavs team there, but I thought we would see. So, just got a few things straightened out. Now they're playing like they're supposed to.
There's a 3-team tie at second place in the Eastern Conference, and the Cavs are tied with the Bulls and Raptors, and they're all 10.5 games back of the Hawks. So I think you're playing for second place there.
Yeah, the Hawks have clinched.
And I lied. The Hawks have actually won 5 straight. I'm sorry. It was earlier. They lost, I think, 2 or 3 in a row right after the All-Star break.
Think about this. Cavs get the 2 seed. They play Miami. Narrative. Thank you, NBA writers.
Well, what's happened there is everyone that was a Miami bandwagon fan is now a Cleveland bandwagon fan, so you don't have to switch.
That would be a great series, though. I would enjoy that so much.
I think every Cleveland fan has Miami apparel somewhere in their wardrobe, and every Miami fan has Cleveland apparel somewhere. You can't have one or the other.
They're like half jerseys when they go to those games. They're kind of down the middle and stitching
Like
them
a
up.
house divided thing.
They may say they're all for one of them, but they're somewhere. You're on one side of the story.
So somewhere they've got a LeBron T-shirt jersey of the other team.
Right.
Okay.
If they didn't burn it when you left.
I'd like to talk about the Clippers a little bit. DeAndre Jordan has played really well.
What's he making? Is there some kind of contract he's going to need to be renegotiated? Because I'm worried they're going to have a hard time keeping him at this rate.
I think he might be a free agent in the next 2 years. I'll look that up right quick. But he's been playing really well for him. And Chris Paul, he's been balling too.
He's looking old.
He is, but, I mean, he's been playing really well. But last night, did you get to see when DeAndre Jordan could have shot it with 0.7 seconds left, but he wouldn't take the ball up?
No, but
In the game against the Trailblazers.
I watched some of that. But I did see some of the stats on DeAndre Jordan. He has 186 dunks this season, which is more than 14 other NBA teams as a whole. And I think his average shot is from 8 inches out, and he's taken all but maybe 5 shots have been inside the paint. It's ridiculous. And his rebounds.
He's also leading the league in rebounds with
Yes.
14.5.
Which is nowhere
A
near
game.
Wilt Chamberlain, but I know what I saw last night. It was somebody had a streak. He had a streak going of I think 15 rebound games.
Maybe.
He had 9 in a row, and the record was Wilt Chamberlain, who had 180 something games in a row with 15 or more rebounds.
I don't think he's going to catch that.
No.
DeAndre Jordan's contract, he's an unrestricted free agent in 2015.
Oof. He may not be wearing a Clippers jersey anymore.
I think they've got to keep him.
They have to, yeah, but they may not be able to.
It's almost like they've played a little better with Blake Griffin. And I'm not saying that Blake Griffin makes them a worse team, but they've played a little better this stretch, and I think it's
Without Blake Griffin?
and that's because Chris Paul has the ability to take over, but he doesn't have the ability to take over all 82 games, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I watch Chris Paul a lot, and it may just be because of the NBA, but he could shoot it a lot of times when he doesn't. Like, he's open for a 16-foot pull-up.
A lot of the times.
He just dribbles. I mean,
He just dribbles around, probes, looks for somebody open.
yeah. I'd shoot it, pad my stats. Of course, he's padding with assists, but I'd score. That's just me. Especially with Griffin out.
Has our finals prediction changed at all? Are
Yeah,
you still going?
I'm not going Dallas, and mine's completely different.
Garrett's still going. Who was it? Memphis?
Grizz Warriors, wasn't
Grizz Warriors,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I picked
Still keep 'em
Dallas and Chicago, Rondo hadn't been,
Having troubles with
butting
Rick
heads
Carlisle.
with Rick Carlisle and, using profanity on TV. And Derrick Rose was still playing.
So what's your group? What's your?
Now
Finals,
I
yeah.
would say Warriors Cavs.
I'm gonna go Grizz Cavs. I'm gonna change up my East team just because I think the Cavs are playing so well right now.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Memphis all the way.
I
Who's
think
your other
Memphis, I mean, I
East.
just said the Warriors, but now, I mean, Memphis is probably has the better playoff roster with experience, with size,
I think what's going to help the Grizz is just their pace of play. Like everything slows down in the regular season or in the postseason, and they've been used to playing like that. And you watch the Grizz; they take the shot clock down every single possession, and they just swing it around and get an open shot with like 1 second left on the shot clock, and that's what's going to help them in the postseason. I think in their defense, obviously.
My East team's going to be a surprise pick. It's going to be Toronto, the Raptors.
Go Canada!
We have listeners in Canada.
I know we do. We do have people that listen to us in Canada.
There you
Thank
go,
you.
Shout out.
Garrett. I think his has changed. I would hope so.
Who do you have?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I really don't even care. I mean, I'm just gonna watch them.
Do we need to demote you to secretary?
I think we should.
You can work in the front with
Front
Janet,
office.
Janet, our secretary.
Yeah.
When you come into the studio, the front door. She's been busy a lot, and maybe you could go down there and help her out.
Or maybe I should just go down in the mail room where you guys don't even see me anymore.
Yeah, we do get some snail mail occasionally.
Yeah.
Shout out to the United States Postal Service for
And
that.
just sort it out, bring it up here to you guys.
Yeah, I get a lot of fan mail. A lot of people like to listen to me for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't do anything
Well, I
but
mean-
sit in the corner.
You have your own YouTube channel, so
I do have my own YouTube channel.
This will be on YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, we'll be on YouTube. I don't know what our name will be. Probably PantherPod, if it's not taken.
Now we're on to some soccer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who's in the mood for some football? Yo, yo, yo. Let's watch some football.
All right, we're on to some EPL. Eric's going to take a nice little snack break. So it's me, Garrett, and Norm chopping it up here. We're getting down into the part where it's the top four push for the Barclays Premier League. It's really exciting. It's a really exciting time in the football season. We've got We've got 7 teams that can really get into the top 4 in the Premier League. We've got the 7th team right now, Tottenham. Then we've got Southampton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Man City, and Chelsea. And I believe that's in order from 7 to 1.
That is correct.
So we're going to give you our guesses for who's going to be in the top 4 at the end of the season. And if you don't know, the top 4 ends up playing in the Champions League next season. Shaver, top 4.
I think it's definitely Chelsea. I know Burnley surprised them the other day, but I don't think they're losing their – well, they didn't lose. They tied, so it was a draw. I don't think they're losing to anybody important. I think it's going to be Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Even though I am a Tottenham fan, Liverpool's playing fantastic footy right now.
That's my top 4 as well.
You looked on my list.
You
I'm
don't
just
even
kidding.
have-
I looked
You're
up
in
yours.
the studio. I can't even see you.
I got the GoPro over there near you.
But
guys.
yeah, I think Chelsea is clinched it. I don't think there's any doubt about that. So it'll be Chelsea, Man City.
Yeah, Jose,
Arsenal,
he's
Liverpool.
tearing it up at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get beat, and they're, I don't know. Dylan, who you got?
I'm going to go Chelsea, Man City, 1-2. And, I would hope, or I wish, that it would be Liverpool, Tottenham, but it'll probably end up being, it'd probably end up being Arsenal, Liverpool, because Liverpool is playing really well. And even though I hate to say Arsenal, because, I mean, that's our rival, but maybe Tottenham can get it next year. We're going to have to get busy in the transfer market, get some people. Man, Soldado, feels so bad for the guy because he's always so close.
I know.
to scoring, but he just never does.
It was good they got some points on Southampton since they are 6th.
Right.
Ahead of us yesterday.
We have an outside shot really right now in the 7th position.
That's correct. I don't know about Southampton. I don't keep up with them, but I think they're going to drop down. United will probably pick up. They might be a squeaker for the 4. And really, everybody's just – I mean, if you go all the way to Man City, who's in 2nd, it's 11 points. And I think we've got roughly about 6 weeks left in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So we've all got the same top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Champions League next week. Good stuff. We got Champions League. I think it's the Tuesday games. Man, I don't know. I know Chelsea PSG play next Wednesday. That's going to be a good final tie in the, I guess it's round of 16 of the Champions League, and then the next week. I think it's Real Madrid Schalke maybe on Tuesday, and Bayern Shakhtar Donetsk out of the Ukraine. But Champions League, always fun to watch. It'll be good stuff. And then always watch your Premier League on the Saturday, Sunday on NBC Sports with Men in Blazers and Rebecca Lua.
Lowe. Yeah, she's fun to watch.
She actually likes Crystal Palace.
America's team.
That's right.
Where is Crystal Palace? Are they close to being relegated?
I hope not, because I really hope they stay in the
I
Premier League.
think QPR's.
Are they down there now?
I think they're down there.
Let me pull it
I
up.
believe.
I know. I don't know how you pronounce it. Leicester. I say Leicester, but I think it's
Leicester.
Leicester City. Is they're in the bottom.
Yeah, QPR is.
Yeah, QPR at least. They're 3 back from Aston Villa, who's tanking lately. Yep, that's your bottom 3. QPR, Burnley, and
Aston Villa has
Leicester.
Tim Sherwood, former Tottenham manager.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to go with top 5 strikers in the Premier League. We like a lot of lists on this show. If you hadn't figured it out, we're going to do another one. Top 5 strikers in the Premier League. I'll start it off. I'm going to go with Sergio Kun Aguero on Man City as my number 1 striker. Number 2 is Diego Costa. For Chelsea, number 3 is Harry Kane because he's one of our own. Number 4 is Alexis Sanchez. And number 5, I'm going to go with Daniel Sturridge. No Man United players on there because Falcao's not played very well. Van Persie's really old, and Rooney plays in the midfield now. Garrett?
All right, my top 5. I switched 1 and 2 from what you had. So I've got Diego Costa at 1 and Sergio Aguero at 2. And then Harry Kane 3. Alexis Sanchez 4. And then I have Charlie Austin of QPR.
He's been a goal-scoring machine
at 5
lately.
Yeah, he has.
I'm surprised you didn't go with old Cisse from
Poppy Cisse.
your team.
No, not New. I mean,
From Newcastle.
They're what are they? 11?
He
I mean,
had
they haven't done anything.
He had a
this year.
spitting issue yesterday.
Yeah, I did see that, but that other guy spit back at him. So
I don't know. It's up to
I mean,
in the pictures.
but Charlie Austin has 15 goals so far this season for QPR.
I think it's safe to say that if QPR do go down to the championship, the second division of football in England, that he will get picked up by a Premier League side.
I think he will too.
I wouldn't mind if he went to Tottenham. Him and Harry Kane, I'll take it.
That'd be a nice
Yeah.
combo.
That would be. What do you got, Norm?
I'm going to go Harry Kane is my number 1.
He's one of our own. I like that.
hey.
You don't like that,
Who
Cole?
cares?
No, I mean, I'm
like
not
it.
saying I don't like it. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think at one point he had more goals than Messi. I mean, I know we're
how
comparing
early in the
apples and
season?
oranges.
How early in the season was
I
that?
think it was after Christmas.
Hey, Harry
Boxing
Kane
Day.
didn't play early in the season, man. He just
He's
came
coming
on.
on strong.
I mean,
Let's go, dude.
I'm just saying.
he's got like 11 goals in 4 games.
He's one of our own.
It's not true. And then I'm going to go Sturridge. I think he's fantastic at Liverpool. And then I'm going to do Van Persie, and followed by Wayne Rooney as well.
That's 4.
Okay.
It's 4. Oh, that's 4.
That's
Hold
only
on.
4.
Hold on. The guy from Man City.
Sergio?
No, DeZico. Is that how you pronounce
Oh,
it?
Dzeko?
Dzeko.
Eden
Yeah.
Dzeko.
Dzeko.
So no Aguero and Costa.
Nope.
For our producer, Norm
Wow.
Shaver. Really bringing in the bold statement, you know.
I like my wild cards out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Harry
can tell.
Kane's not, but everybody else kind of was. Not Sturridge. Sturridge is
So
good,
if you
really
could-
good.
Sturridge is what has helped Liverpool make their charge to the top 4.
That's
though.
true. You've got
so
Sturridge and then is it Sterling? Sterling and Sturridge.
Sterling, yeah.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Let me
quick.
ask you this:
God, he's fast.
if you could pick one of your strikers from your top 5,
Mhm.
who would it be? On like, let's say you
Harry
had
Kane.
Let's say you had your own EPL team.
That's not
Who
even
would you-
close,
who would
man.
you pick?
It'd be Harry Kane. He's playing fantastic.
He's one of our own.
I would get
That's-
Kane,
I
and
think
then
that's
I would
biased.
get Sturridge and Sterling, and maybe even Balotelli.
I
I think I'd have all four of those. as strikers.
I'm not a.
Who would you
Balotelli
pick?
fan. I mean, I'd go Diego Costa.
I'd go Aguero probably over
Good.
Kane because
No, I
Aguero's so good, man. Him and Yaya Toure make Man City go.
Man City's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I'm just saying, Man City only beat Newcastle by
you know,
one.
we didn't pick anybody from Chelsea though.
Costa?
I did.
Oh, you got
Diego
Costa.
Costa.
Yeah, we
Jazz
both had
hands?
Costa. Yeah.
My bad.
Jazz.
That's
Jazz
soccer
hands
all day.
and fingers. That's all the soccer we have for you today. It's brought to you by World Soccer Shop. Go get your jerseys there. And the American Outlaws. Go USA.
Now, you and Norm are a part of the American Outlaws, correct?
That's correct.
I've been an American Outlaws member for I think this will be my 6th year, or maybe fifth or sixth.
Dang.
I know. I cheer us on every time I get a chance to. If you've never been to an American Outlaws party, you all are too young. But they bring
we're 18.
You're
What are you
still
talking
too
about?
young. You're still too young to go to those things.
Oh, okay.
They bring the fire and the rain at those parties.
Next is region and state tournament. We got the state tournament coming up.
Oh.
High school basketball, girls state tournament's going on right now. Bearden actually made it to the semifinals. I don't know. I think they play Friday.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, but Gino was at what game was it?
Blackman, because
game?
Blackman has some people going to UConn. What do you got, Eric?
I was just gonna say, would I be correct in saying Oliver Springs girls made it to state?
I think they did.
My mom went there, so shout out to her. She was
And your granddad
I
taught
think
there,
they
he was
didn't
at
He's
the
a
middle
teacher?
school.
Middle school, okay.
Yeah, but
And by the way, on the last pod, I said girls high school basketball doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not saying it didn't matter to you as a person. I'm just saying it doesn't matter, and it's not going to make things get changed in all of high school basketball just because one game goes bad. And that's the same for any state, really. Like, if there's a game in Kentucky, girls high school basketball,
We probably wouldn't have heard about it.
yeah, you would have. The Tennessee
think so?
thing was a national topic, but it's not going to get anything changed.
I forgive you.
Thanks, Eric.
I mean,
You seem to be pretty remorseful.
Thanks, Eric. But the state tournament coming up, we've got 5 teams out of they call it the Prep Extra area in Knoxville. Carter and Fulton in 2A, Grace Christian in 1A, and then Oak Ridge and Maryville in 3A. So that's good stuff for the Knoxville area
and let me just say this:
going to the
Maryville
boys
has
state
been-
tournament.
Maryville has been playing, I think, out of their mind.
Man,
the
everybody
past
when
3
everybody can
games.
shoot it,
Yeah,
you're tough to guard, and they've been shooting the ball well.
they've
And
moved the ball well all
They
year.
did
Yeah.
move.
So
they
when
can
you're shooting
swing
well,
around.
you're just gonna make that many more shots if you're already getting open.
Eldridge has really done a good job of putting them in the right spots to make the shots. That tag offense that they run, tough stuff, tough to guard. And I think Maryville plays Blackman men in the state tournament Wednesday. Oak Ridge plays Memphis East. Blackman men actually won the state title last year, so it's going to be 2 good games on Wednesday. And Carter and Fulton play Thursday. I'm not for sure who they play though. I think they have a good chance of making it pretty far. Carter and Fulton both do
Yeah.
in the state tournament because
Now-
it's quarterfinals, semifinals.
Let's talk about that Heritage Oak Ridge game
Oh, region semifinal.
that you and me went to. Dylan.
That was the best game I've seen all season.
I think it was better than that Fulton Oak Ridge game that we went
Better
to.
than Fulton and Oak Ridge.
I
It-
think
it was.
Yeah, I think it
Man,
was
I would
better than
like to
Fulton
see
Oak
that.
Ridge.
It
mean,
was just a great game.
It was
well
Heritage,
played.
Heritage really controlled the whole game. Honestly, they controlled the tempo.
They controlled, and that's what if they didn't control the tempo,
It
they
would've
would have
been-
lost by 30.
Yeah.
Like Maryville beat Bearden by 30.
If they would have tried to play Oak Ridge at their own game, which is fast, they wouldn't have. There would have been no shot.
Bill Duncan, I think his name's Bill. I know his last name. Coach Duncan
Oh, okay.
done
Yeah.
a great job at Heritage.
I
You
know
know,
if
they
they
were-
were, yeah, definitely.
Always sporting the windbreaker.
He does.
Every time.
he does.
I love it every time.
I like to think he has about 15 or 20 of them.
I like to think he's only got one, and he just washes it every night.
There's no way it'd hold up.
Well,
Get
I
all
don't know.
dingy and
Maybe he
start
has
falling
maybe he
apart.
has 2, and he just
Switches,
wears
rotates.
one day and the other.
I want to
the
see
next.
him bring out a baby blue one because he wears a black one.
Now,
That'd
baby
be
blue would be
nice.
That
nice.
powdered blue.
That'd be nice. But congrats, Heritage, on a good run.
I mean, that was a great game. Though.
And congrats on the 5 teams making it to state in
From
the
the
Prep
area,
Extra
yeah.
area. It's good stuff, Good to see some.
Now, how much did Oak Ridge beat Science Hill by? In the
2. Javian for Oak Ridge, I can't remember his last name. Javian blocked a shot with 0.8 seconds left
to seal the deal.
to seal the deal.
And then we went to that Maryville
Dobbins
Bennett game
Yeah, Maryville stretched the lead out.
at the end.
Yeah.
They did.
And then
You all right
Dobbins
in there,
Bennett
Norm?
sort of made a run.
Yeah, number
and then
10,
Maryville.
Mikkel, he can. I mean, he's such a.
He had
smooth
27.
Player. He was such
in the
a
game.
smooth player.
There was a few minutes there where it was like you're playing with somebody on NBA 2K.
And you just hesitate, pull up 3.
You rattle
Yeah.
off 3 or 4 in a row, and then that's all you can do.
Yeah.
You're gonna run out.
Yeah.
So,
But it was, overall it was a good game. And
Now, do you think how far do you think Maryville will go if they keep playing like they're playing right now?
they've got a good shot to get past Blackman if they keep playing like they have been. And then after that,
Who knows?
anything can happen, really. You just got to win another game to get into the championship.
That's true.
I think
But
if they
for-
come across somebody with a lot of athletes, like some really, maybe. Like
But
a
see,
Memphis-
Oak Ridge has a lot of
yeah, about to say
athletes.
they beat Oak
That's
Ridge.
That's where I've got a
You
tough
would think
time.
that would be where that you could get him would be athleticism.
Because you can stay with him man-to-man wise.
Right.
Because I didn't think that Maryville would be able to match up against Oak Ridge.
No, I did. But apparently they did. I didn't get to go see the game. But it's been a good run for them. It's been a good run for all the teams in that. But Carter and Fulton, they'll have to go through CPA.
Which
Watch
is
out.
Obviously, always a powerhouse.
I think they're the favorite
Yeah.
because they're just good.
Yeah.
They're just flat good.
Now, speaking of high school sports, we're going to be calling a baseball game this coming week.
We do call a
We
baseball
will be.
game Thursday. Live.
It'll be live, coming at you live. It's the app we're going to use is called Mixler. It's mixlr.com/PantherPod.
Now, where are we going to be doing that from? Left field?
I mean, we can
in the
set
bed
up
of
in
Garrett's
that,
truck?
We could set up in the F-250, but
See, we're going to need some internet to.
We're going to need some internet.
Well,
and
at that
some
point, we
type
may
of
be able to pick
power.
up the Wi-Fi from my house.
is it that strong?
We might be doing
I
it
don't know.
from the.
No, it's not that
I
strong.
don't think so.
Might be doing it from the press box and from the football field. Going to have a bird's eye view there.
May
Just
have
miss-
a few spotters.
Just miss everything that happens at first base.
That's true.
Back to that. We'll get it figured
But
out.
now they're playing Stone Memorial, right?
Stone Memorial Thursday. We'll be live.
Will you be back in town
What's
Thursday?
the
I will
field
be
called?
back in town.
So
Thursday.
you leave Saturday.
I leave
I had
for
no
Hilton
idea.
Head
Saturday.
Because I know it's not Guy F. Talent Gymnasium.
Come back Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday. Shout out to Tucker McGinnis. He's taking me to the beach, Hilton Head this week.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Shout out,
I
buddy.
think it's actually the Buzz McNish Field.
It is?
Is what they call that.
It might, or I mean, I don't
Or
know.
could
I
it be
feel
Glenn?
Could be the Glenn McNish.
So you won't be at our Little League game Saturday.
No, Eric won't be.
Speaking of Little League, if you check out this podcast before 7 o'clock, come watch us play. We play at Lenore City
7.
High School.
After 7, maybe DM us. We'll tell you the score.
Or just text us.
We'll throw it out there on the podcast.
No, I think
Their
the
Twitter.
field, maybe it's called Maze. Because, I mean, he took care of that thing.
That was his baby.
Well, I mean, he took more. I mean, how many times do you think he mowed it a day?
4.
I mean,
At least.
I mean that thing was cut
It's special.
clean.
It's special. I have no idea how the baseball team's going to do. Will Hott looks like he's got his guys ready to play.
I mean, they
Because
seem
they're
pretty
hitting-
confident.
They're hitting the ground running. I think they've got like at least 2 or 3 games a week from here till the district tournament.
And we'll be calling
Right.
some of them. So
But-
just check us out. And we'll call some soccer games, too. I mean, if
That
you'll
doesn't-
listen to the Lenore
that
City
doesn't
Soccer.
start till after spring break, though, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so we'll just check us out, I guess. And that's our last sports segment. So we're on to some pop culture.
Did we ever have a trivia question today?
Oh, Eric, yeah. Do you want to do a trivia question?
Yeah, we'll do a
You
trivia
have one?
question after we do pop culture. We'll
That'll be the last thing.
we'll have a
Norm is not prepared
Any
today.
reason why we have to wait?
I'm just
Any reason?
all these snow.
Yeah, why we
days.
gotta wait?
Well, we don't have to wait. We can sit here and I can do this and we can continue to go here. You know,
While he's looking it up, did we mention that this episode is brought to you by Lenore City Schools?
Why? Because we're out today.
Because we're out today for rain.
I had a hard time getting
Right.
it.
Shots fired.
That's not shots. I'm telling them thank you.
for being generous.
I mean, how many days have we gotten off in the past 3 weeks?
We haven't gone a full week since like last February of like
What,
our
2013?
junior year.
Oh, okay. That's I mean, what we've gotten 2 weeks plus today.
Yeah, and then
This is all to
We
be
go-
brought by Aquafina. That's the water I'm sporting today.
What about those lifesavers you've been sucking on?
he hasn't been sucking on any of them.
Lifesavers hard candy. Got it down at the cupboard. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Well, while you
goes-
guys were talking about soccer, I finished up my combos, my combos baked snacks.
We're just brought to you by a lot of stuff.
Pepperoni
And
pizza
Nike, because
cracker.
we all have on Nike polos.
Well, I have on a sweatshirt.
Whatever.
Oh, me and Dylan have on Nike polos.
Because
Well,
we try to look presentable
you
when
know,
we do a podcast that's going on
I mean,
YouTube.
Nobody's gonna
Twizzlers, another sponsor. Thank you.
Beats by Dre for the headphones.
I'm rocking the Beats.
Thanks to Dr. Dre
Yep.
for giving us the headphones.
I mean, what are these? How do you say this? Trolley, like gummy worms. I mean,
I don't know. Let me taste one. And see
I
how
haven't
you
eaten a
say
whole
it.
bag in a while.
And thanks to Apple for the iPad, computer,
And my earbuds.
and the ear. I mean, we're just
how many iPads are in this
Full of
room right
sponsors.
now? Three?
Three.
Three iPads.
3 iPads and 4 iPhones.
And a Big Mac.
Big
And we
Mac.
got the Big
Big-
Mac over here.
Yeah.
Not Big Mac
McDonald's.
from McDonald's.
No, a Macintosh.
You should go hit up McDonald's and get the Garrett Cheatham. It's a
If-
Big Mac and a 20 piece.
No,
McNugget.
it's,
For-
if you want to go,
it's a
get
Big
what I-
Mac.
Go ahead and tell us what you get.
The
What-
price is the regular price, though. I'm sorry, we couldn't get a
Yeah, we couldn't get a sponsor.
yeah,
for
we
that.
couldn't get a 10% off.
I'm
anything.
trying to get this like trademarked. What I get at McDonald's, but here's what I
Instead of the
get.
manager special. This is
Right.
The Garrett special.
I get a Big Mac, large fry, 10-piece chicken nugget, and large sweet tea. Now, is it the healthiest option? Obviously, no.
And you still weigh maybe $1.20
130.
soaking wet.
And
I'll weigh-
change.
I actually weighed myself the other day, and I'm up to now 133 pounds.
Ooh, you weigh as much as like one of my left legs.
I mean,
And Calvary Baptist Church. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Oh yeah,
thanks.
we haven't shouted out
Thank
wonderful
you, Calvary,
facility.
for letting us use the.
This is our 3rd time down here.
I
4th
think
time?
so. Yeah,
I don't know.
Third.
We've been
I
a
think it's our
different place
third.
every time.
yeah.
Shout out to my Jeep for getting us around for all the equipment.
Yeah, how was going to the school with
The
nobody
whole
there?
recon. Today, I had everything with
Oh,
me.
you had everything with
I
you.
was
You-
prepared for
Oh,
this
okay.
snow day.
You didn't have to.
I didn't have to break in again.
So we got our trivia question.
We're ready. Y'all ready for a trivia question?
Yeah.
let's go. That's an interesting picture you got pulled up there.
How can you see that?
Yeah, I'm over here in the corner.
I'm looking at the
Oh,
glare,
the reflection.
The glare
The
in the
reflection.
window of your room.
Gotcha.
Okay, there is only one athlete in Major League Baseball history and NFL history to hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same week.
Well, me and Garrett know who it is.
No, I don't know it.
Also,
I know who that is in the picture.
there's only. Well, how can you see the picture?
I looked in the reflection.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Also,
If it's
this
who I
same
think it
athlete is the same is played in a World Series and a Super Bowl.
I believe it's Bo Jackson.
That's incorrect.
Have some. I don't know this one. This is.
I thought it was.
That's Neon Dion.
Oh,
Deion Sanders.
Golly, I forgot he played baseball though.
He played for the
Yeah,
Braves.
I would have forgot to.
I'm
had
some
I not
Falcons.
cheated.
Oh, you cheated.
Well, I looked over there, and if you look at the reflection, you can see it's Neon Dion.
I got you.
See, I
That's a
suck.
good question, though.
Did you
Norm.
like that?
That was a
Did you
good
like
question.
that?
Good job.
I had that one saved in my back pocket for a couple weeks now.
Oh, okay.
That's all we got for you on the sports.
You want to do some pop culture, Garrett?
I mean, we can do a little bit. I mean, I know you wanted to talk about something today.
I did. I had a little things I wanted to talk about. One, this might be a revelation. Have you ever seen the movie Titanic?
Yes.
What if I told you that Titanic, that Jack, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, was sent here to ensure that the Titanic hit an iceberg?
I think I saw that conspiracy
He's a
theory.
time traveler.
Is he?
Nobody will ever know. But yeah, he comes back, and when he comes back, he doesn't have any money. So if you're a time traveler, you don't have any currency
Okay.
for that time, so he's gambling.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
to
how he
get his
went-
ticket.
To get his ticket.
Right.
And then his hairdo is not a modern hairdo style from the 1916, I think, is when Titanic sank. 1912. It's more of a not. Are you sure it's 12?
No, I think it's 12. Yeah.
I'm a card-carrying member of the Museum of Sevierville.
Wonderworks.
No, the Titanic Museum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big
It's
Forge.
not one. It's a whole different thing.
I didn't know that.
It is.
I've never
It
been.
does share a parking lot, though. I think.
You should feel how cold that water was.
Well,
they have an exhibit. You can stick your hand in it.
Jason went on that tour, and he.
I
didn't
heard. I
enjoy
bet
it.
say I heard Jason was not a big fan of it.
He didn't enjoy it.
He said it
very
might
much.
have been a
I
waste
think
of
he
money.
might have died though. On his like they see if you die or if
Yeah,
you
because
live.
don't they give you like a character from the or a person that was actually on the
Yeah.
Titanic?
Yeah.
Best I remember, I was somewhat wealthy, so I lived.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, Eric's
Or,
been.
But if I could
Did
pick,
you like it?
I mean, it's been a couple years ago. I mean,
I thought you said you were a card holder.
it was, but I'm on probation because I used up all my visits. But
Liked it too much.
if I could pick who my ticket would be, I would want to be one of the three guys playing the violin.
I don't know if that was actually real.
Well, maybe
It was real.
it was real.
James Cameron said it was real.
Well, Eric's guy was also in that movie.
Mm.
Billy P.
He was in the 1997 segment of the movie, not the 1912.
That's true. That's true. He was in the modern day part of it.
Yep.
So anyway, back to my thing, and then also, Leo saves Kate from jumping off because if they would have jumped off, if she would have jumped, when he saved her.
Those people never would have been watching them,
No.
and they wouldn't have.
No.
Well, here's what else would
They
have
would
happened.
have
They
had to
all would have
stop-
been sucked down in the vacuum of the ship going underwater.
That's true. That is
we
true.
got to wrangle this in. If they would have stopped the boat and they would have had to search for her, and then they never would have hit the iceberg.
Because
It
that
would have-
iceberg
they would have had
been
to
there,
stop, and they would
yeah.
have had to find her. See,
Well, see,
Wait, what is this? I missed the beginning of this.
This
What
is-
is
it's
a
like a
conspiracy? I
it's
know.
a conspiracy that
that Leonardo DiCaprio is a time traveler. I also saw another conspiracy theory about it, that Leonardo DiCaprio.
His character is a time traveler?
no, in real life.
Wheels upon.
The other
What
one
if I
is,
told you?
The Great Gatsby. That
Yes.
I saw something where he didn't actually die, and he ended up, floating to wherever they are in the Great Gatsby. And then he became who he is there. 'Cause,
Another-
That
he's
would have
stuck-
taken a lot of.
That was
Yeah.
1920s.
Yeah, see, and it happened in
The
1912.
Roaring 20s.
Yeah, and see, because when you find out that he wasn't wealthy to start off, he was like
He was on that guy's
helped,
ship.
Yeah, he helped that guy.
So what if that's his cover story for being out on the sea? When
That's
he's
what I'm
really
saying.
On the Titanic.
That's what I'm saying. So
What
that's the one I saw.
What about this one? Leonardo DiCaprio never drowns in Titanic, does he? You just see him; he's just hanging on
Frozen,
to Kate Winslet.
Yeah,
And then in the movie Inception, he wakes up on a beach.
that movie's too that movie. Yeah, now see, that movie's too confusing as well.
Where's the kick?
Here's another problem with the Titanic movie. There was room for him on that whatever she was laying on.
Yeah, there was room. There's plenty of room.
I know.
I don't think there was. If you watch MythBusters, they did a special, and they said that. But now James Cameron was on there, so it was probably rigged. But they didn't think there was room on there at all.
They're not going to take away
No.
Since
Jimmy
he was
Cameron's
there,
credibility. What about Kathy Bates? Could you not get her little lifeboat to go back to him?
Do you? Now I'm a Kathy Bates fan. Do you like her?
Are you? Have you made it to that part of The Office?
In The Office, yes.
I like
Joe,
her on that. Yeah.
Joe, she is funny. Now, have you ever seen Misery?
Yes, I have. It's a fantastic movie.
I thought that is a terrific movie. Now, what is this we're playing?
Nothing. You'll get to it in just a second. I know what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
All right.
But yeah, The Office. Have you
Joe.
finished yet?
No, I'm not done yet. Will Ferrell is no longer on there. At the part I'm at.
That was hard.
D'Angelo. Is that?
Yeah.
I think that was. his
Have they
name.
hired anybody yet?
No. They've got the committee set up
Okay.
to find
They
someone.
started the interviews yet?
No, that's the episode I'm about to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hawaii 5-0 is what I'm watching. Good stuff.
How are you liking that?
It's good stuff, man. Alex O'Loughlin.
None of
Scott
y'all know
Can.
this. It's the kick song from Inception. That's what Leo listens to.
I've only seen that movie once because
Oh
it just
my
made my head hurt after I watched it. It was like Memento.
Well, now Memento would make anybody's head hurt
I
because
mean,
it's backwards.
The whole movie is played backwards, and it just confused me. It really did.
Is there any movie you're excited to go see? I mean, there's nothing.
Well, I'm about to say,
coming out
what
right
is
now.
coming out? Nothing.
Well, we
got-
still haven't watched Nightcrawler.
Still? That was like podcast.
No,
one.
that's going on
happening-
tomorrow.
I think that's happening
Tomorrow
tomorrow
night.
night.
No, I
Tomorrow
didn't
night.
Maybe tomorrow afternoon if Lenore City Schools is gracious enough to give us another day off for spring break.
I don't know about that.
I don't think that's happening.
Now,
I
what
really don't.
you wanted to say something about? Kanye's coming out
Oh,
with a
yeah,
new
yeah.
album.
Did y'all hear Kanye has named his new album? Did any of y'all hear that?
I did.
No.
I did.
It's called "So Help Me God," but as Kanye refers to it, is self-help.
Oh man.
Dun-dum. You'll get it in a few minutes, I promise.
I mean, what do you think about it? What do you think that little sound bite that he gives us?
I thought the first song, whatever, where he's interpreting his mother through his voice.
Oh,
was
yeah, I
just
don't- with Paul
complete
McCartney?
garbage.
Yeah.
No, not the Paul McCartney. The other one where he's out in
Oh,
the field
yeah.
singing to Nori and all that. I just thought it was. I don't know. I just thought it was awful. In my
Now,
opinion.
and then another band coming out with a new album, Mumford & Sons.
You mean you two?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Eric. Their whole thing's electric, because I know you really like them.
It's all electric.
All electric.
So it's basically completely different than before.
I mean, just because you know they didn't.
So they
have
might as well
anything.
change the name.
Well, they sound. If you listen to the soundbite they have, they sound like you two. They sound exactly.
Bono.
Yeah.
Hey, you two used to. They had that free download thing on.
They
on your-
did. They
you-
did have
you
that.
remember that?
I mean,
it
you
was just on your
it
phone.
just showed up. I mean, I don't understand. Do you
That's
understand the
true.
cloud, Norm? I mean, because I don't. I don't know how they can do that.
Well, here's what it is, Garrett. I'll put it in layman's terms.
All right.
There's a computer somewhere. So Google runs the world.
Okay. Is
So
it like
they've
a big
got
computer?
A big computer,
Okay.
like the size of this room. It's called a server.
Okay.
So you send your information to that server, and it just stays there. But it's really called the cloud.
Oh, really?
Does that make sense? Don't put
Okay.
anything you wouldn't want your mother to look at on the cloud.
Whoa. All right then. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you got anything else?
No, I mean, I kind of want to see Chappie, but I know you have no desire to see
I
that.
don't.
Why?
I don't think I'm gonna like that movie.
Too much sci-fi.
No, because I mean I have District 9, and it's by the same guy, and that looks like a good movie.
Do you
I
not
wanna watch
like
it.
Hugh Jackman's hair in it?
Hugh Jackman's hair is absolutely terrible. I mean that's awful. But Norm doesn't even like Hugh Jackman in general.
Why not?
Which
I'm
I
not a big
do.
Hugh Jackman fan. I mean, he's okay, but he's not
But
one of my favorite actors.
I agree with you, Eric. His hair is awful. I mean,
It's less than impressive.
it's just awful.
So, other than that, you got Avengers coming up. There's not really any movies.
We still haven't seen The Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
No, Michael Caine.
I've not
Mr.
seen
Wayne.
it. I don't really have any desire to see that one. I
The
don't.
bandit was still the rubies for good sport.
Favorite Christopher Nolan Batman?
I would say The Dark Knight, number 2.
Yeah,
Ghost.
that's mine.
Wait, when you said Dark Knight number 2,
That's The Dark Knight, the one with the Joker.
I don't know if you meant the second, like Dark Knight Rises.
No.
But you
No.
mean, okay,
I
He
mean,
means the second in the trilogy.
same.
yeah, but now Michael Keaton's my favorite Batman.
Is he?
He's
Yeah, that
also
was the first.
he's my favorite snowman. Jack Frost.
That's a great movie.
I like Tim
I love that so much.
Oh, I don't have anything else pop culture.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got some birthdays.
We have
Who's-
birthday
who-
shout
hey, whose birthday is it?
Uh,
Birthday.
Birthdays worth mentioning. Eva Mendes. Can we say their ages if they're women?
Let's keep that. Let's
You
let
want-
people look up that.
If you
Alright,
want to.
well, it's Eva Mendes' birthday.
Now who is she married to?
Shout out to Landon Donovan. His birthday was yesterday.
That's right.
The
And
American
Men in
Sniper.
Blazers were like,
Sterling
is
Knight.
it a national holiday?
It's Sterling Knight's birthday.
It should be.
He's a
Everybody
former teen star, I guess.
I mean, I don't know what song choice.
I don't
Norm
know what
has
this
got.
is either. This
Norm's
is-
got
That's
it.
about it for birthdays that I can see. Oh, Penn Jillette from the Magician. His birthday's day. He's 60.
Well,
The more you know.
hey, yeah.
That's about it for birthdays.
I think that's all we got.
Is it-
Birthday?
That's all you got? I think that's all I've got. Y'all have anything else exciting?
No, I think that's it.
I think that's all we got. Thanks for listening.
Stay tuned for the baseball broadcast next week.
All right, see you guys.